So basically how it's going to work tonight, we're going to do this in two parts. So we're going to do about a 45 minutes to 50 minutes presentation, and then we're going to take like a 30-minute of questions. So what we wanted to do today, and why when I was prepping I thought of Sien, is because what Sien does is, and even when he had his business, is he was making content and then he was barely pushing them into ads. He was not like creating any fancy campaign setup or whatever into meta ads. He was only like boosting posts. Versus me personally, last month I spent $25,000 in meta ads for my business, and that generated me close to $230,000 in new sales last month. So once you understand how to crack paid ads, it's literally like printing money, but legally. That's how I like to make it seem and explain it. So the thing is, with my content, if you see, I don't have the prettiest content. I have the content that generates the most views. I literally only create content about like sales objections that my lead could potentially have, and I create content so that I could nurture the leads that I generate from my ads, so that our sales cycle just get like faster and shorter. So that's what I do and how I use content, and I'll let Sien explain how he uses content for himself.
So the way that I use content is three, two, I don't even know, like it's weird. Like when you're a Christian, it's like time goes by so fast. 3 years ago approximately, I had a business. Real quick, my testimony, I came to Christ. The Lord gave me a business idea. I ran with that business idea. The very first month, I made $30,000. And then after that, we kept going. The average was $40,000. There was a month where we hit $150,000 in revenue in one single month. And most of that came from organic content only. Now, I want to tell you guys what the difference is between organic content and ads. Organic content is like actually 99% of what you see on a daily basis is organic content. It's like Instagram Reels, TikToks, that is organic content. Organic content, you're not paying for the content itself. Ads is you're paying Facebook, Google, YouTube, whatsoever to run a campaign to someone that you specifically want to run to. Does that make sense? Yeah. So how I did it is we were making approximately, there was a point where I started out like a whole new Instagram page, and I had approximately 400 followers, and I was making approximately $30,000 a month just from 400 followers. And so that is the power of organic content. And I want you guys to listen today. We're gonna go through organic content, and we're also gonna go through ads and how these two come together. The moment, I'm telling you guys, Victor and I are very well surrounded in the business space. All of our friends are all millionaires, multi-millionaires, like people making tons of money. And the biggest key that I noticed is you can scale to $30,000, $50,000 a month doing organic content, but after that, the moment you go into ads, you get to $100,000 a month, $300,000 a month, $500,000 a month, you get to $1 million a month plus doing ads. So you have to understand both things. This is called the hybrid thing. It's like organic for free, and then you go to ads to scale it even more. Does that make sense? So that is the synergy between those two.
And why we decided to have kind of this difference between me and Sien today is because actually next week we're gonna have an awesome guest. His name is Lucas Jensen. He actually runs, I think it's close to like, I don't want to mistake, but it's like $10 million in ads per year. He specializes in epoxy and painters business, and he's actually going to come and talk about ads next week. It's going to be awesome. But we wanted to kind of make the difference because a lot of the times, I don't know like the background of the people in the room. I don't know, by show of hands, how many of you guys have ever ran an ad campaign before? Okay, like about like 15% of the audience. Okay, good. And how many of you could tell me the difference between ads and organic content? Okay, so we're fairly new to this thing. So the goal with this week is that we can differentiate the difference between content and ads creative, so that next week when Lucas comes and he's going to talk to you about amazing things that you could do with paid creative, the only thing he does is running ads for businesses. He took some businesses to like I think $1 million a month, and he's really, really, really effective in what he does. And that's why we kind of wanted to lay the foundation this week, so that next week you wouldn't be like lost and like seeing the board and seeing what he's going to explain and just be like, what is he actually talking about? So that's the goal. So like Sien said, I ran my agency actually like last year when we ran, for those who don't know, this is the second year we do the Kingdom Mastermind. Last year, I think my agency, I was running both the agency and the coaching program, and I think my agency was probably taking like roughly 50K a month. And in the last 7 months, I took my agency from 50 to 250K a month. We're actually pacing for $3 million in sales this year. And like Sen said, the main difference is I learned how to crack paid ads. Because I was able, from word of mouth referrals and organic, to reach 50K a month. And then once I learned how to run campaign and get leads and convert more people into sales and close them, I went from 50 to 250K in the span of 7 to 8 months. So that's what we want to talk about today. So I'm gonna let Tian start. He's gonna explain the side of content and like how can you generate views. Some people will think that generating millions of views, you'll be an influencer, you won't make money from it. You'll be able to tell like the difference from between everything and like what kind of content strategy you should use. Sen is actually like working with a guy now full-time and building his personal brand. I think they're posting like what, 2 videos a day?
Yeah, 2 videos a day. The guy's making approximately $600,000 a month. So it's working. it's working. That's what we're saying.
So that's what we're gonna go about. So I'm gonna let Sen start with the content side, and then I'm gonna explain to you the difference between content and ads creative, because I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Since I learned how to crack paid ads, I've become very, very, very lazy with my organic content, because it's like I could just put more money into ads and more sales. And so yeah, Sen is gonna start with content, and then I'll jump again for the ads part.
All right, so I'll just explain to you guys what a funnel is. Does anyone here know what a funnel is? Half the room? Okay, all right. What a funnel is, it looks like this. This is what a funnel is. At the top, and here, there's a bottom. And here, there's the middle, okay? Top of funnel, tofu. Middle, by the way, you guys don't need to take notes right now. I want you guys to understand, and after that, we can go to like the best practices and you guys can start taking notes. But number one, the most important thing to know about social media is you have to understand it in your head first. Social media is all about psychology. You have to understand that. So, there's top of funnel, middle funnel, and bottom of funnel. Tofu, mofu, bofu. You guys are gonna know, like once you guys start making content, it's gonna be known things, so you guys don't need to take notes right now. So just understand it, okay? You can ask questions after that. Top of funnel, here is basically how to attract anyone here. You attract as many people as possible, just like the apostles with the fish, going out to fish, right? You attract as many fish as possible, and then as you go, the closer you get to actually eating the fish, you filter the fish to see which ones are good. That's basically the entire point. Top of funnel is you reach as many people as possible, and then you filter them, the more qualified they are to actually buy your product. Does that make sense? That's just marketing 101. You reach as many people as possible with content, ads, you bring them to sales conversations, which we're gonna talk about next in 2 weeks or something like that. Content and ads, you get to sell, you bring as many people as possible, you talk in front of as many people as possible, pitch them your product, and then after that, you bring them into a sales conversation. Hey, what makes you interested in my product? How can I help you? How can I serve you, etc. After that, they become, you keep nurturing people and stuff like that with content, and then after that, they become a client. Make sense? So this is why making content and ads is so important. The more you make content, the more you can reach people. And let me tell you something. I'm telling you no secret. Every single one of you can go viral, and it's very not hard. Why? Go scream at a mall naked. You're gonna go viral. So that is not the difficulty. Going viral is not hard. Everyone knows how to go viral. What is the most important thing is to reach as many people as possible of the people that you want to work with. Does that make sense? If you want to go viral, go naked, scream at a mall. It's going to work. I'm telling you, you're going to get 1 million views. Guaranteed. Every single person here will get 1 million views. Guaranteed. You're going to go on the newspaper. You want to go viral? Go scream naked at a mall. It's going to work. So going viral is not the goal. The goal is to find, okay, now it's going to be a bit difficult because we tried erasing this before and it didn't work too well. Oh, actually, it's not bad. Okay. So is going viral difficult? No. Social media, whether ads or content, is just psychology. What does that mean? You have to understand something. Every single person here has friends. Now, just listen to me, okay? Don't take notes right now. Listen to me. Oh yeah, this guy in front is just taking notes right in front of my face. So, social media is all about psychology. What works in real life will work on social media. Because what is the difference? If I have tons of friends around me, and I would say, let's go to that restaurant, and everyone goes to that restaurant, I have influence in real life. If I have influence in real life, I will have influence on social media. And as simple as that. Social media is just a mirror and a multiplier of what already works in real life. Does that make sense? If, let's say, someone here in the room invented the iPhone, even if you have zero marketing, you would still blow up and be a billionaire probably. Because the core of what already works, you just need to multiply it on social media and it's gonna explode. Social media, people think that it's like, oh, like the metadata, like all the it's not about that. Social media is all and only about the actual product itself. If your product is good, social media is gonna multiply it. If you're an interesting person, it's gonna multiply on social media. If you're an uninteresting person and no one wants to talk to you and you keep talking too much, no one wants to be with you, then you're not gonna have as many people following you on social media. Does that make sense? Social media is just a multiplier of what already works in real life. So every single person here that has friends, you can blow up on social media. Now the same concept, the same principles for influence in real life applies on social media. You have to look at this. Who is the biggest influencer that has ever existed? Jesus Christ. Why? Because whoever followed him, just like people follow you on social media, whoever followed Jesus Christ had to give up everything they had in their life to follow him. Pick up your cross and follow me. That's what Christ said. And so if you're an influencer in real life, Jesus Christ would have gotten billions of followers on social media. Why? Because he had something that people wanted. The key to social media is very simple. The same principles in real life. If you're cool in real life, you're gonna be cool on social media. If you have a lot of friends, you're gonna have a lot of friends on social media. You have to realize something. This is Sales 101, but it also works on social media. It also works for ads also. Initial, desired. Every single person on earth has an initial phase. You are currently here right now because you are here in this place. You make this amount of money. You have this business idea, but you want to get to this exact place. Oh, I want to reach $10,000 a month. I want to reach $1 million business. You are currently here. You want to get to this place, and you believe that going to kingdom business, amen, is the fastest way for you to go from here to here. Social media and the principles of influence is the same thing. Social media is the same thing as real life. If my friends around me believe that Cien is the right leader to show us how to win the loss on downtown Montreal, then they're gonna follow me. The same concept applies on social media. If someone is currently here and they believe that your content will bring you to where they wanna go as fast as humanly possible, they're gonna follow you. That's it. Your goal then is to identify who exactly is watching your content, who you want to reach, and then look at their personality, look at their habit, what time do they wake up. That is called your ICP. Ideal customer profile, ideal client profile, same thing. ICP, this is the person that you want to reach. Your entire goal on social media, just like in real life with influence, is to go talk to the ICP as much as humanly possible. You have to identify who is my ICP. ICP, by the way, once again, is the person you want to reach. If, let's say, I have a, I don't know, like give me a random business, like a cleaning company. Let's say residential cleaning company. So my ICP is mom and dads that don't want to clean their house, that are making enough money, but they're here. They want to get to here as fast as possible without having the hustle of having to clean themselves. The hassle. You guys understand this? This social media is problem solving. Everything in life, business, we're going to talk about sales and ads and everything. Business is all about problem solving. You have to solve the problem of your ICP as fast as possible, and your ICP will follow you. Jesus Christ, by the way, the bigger the problem that you solve, the bigger influence you're going to have. Jesus Christ, he literally, all of us are Christians, or at least I think by the end of the day, we're all going to be Christians, amen? So, Jesus Christ saw that there was a big problem in the world. There was the problem of death. Death is the single most dangerous problem in the world for unbelievers. So Jesus Christ, he solved death. And so because of that, he has the most influence. The bigger the problem you solve, the more you'll have influence. Same thing applies to social media. Your viewers, your ICP, watching your content, must believe that you're the right person to solve their problem as fast as humanly possible. I have studied, so I've been doing this for like 9 years. I've studied algorithms. Like, I can tell you all about algorithms. Like, I can talk for hours. Like, it's very easy. Algorithms, robots, AI, how it works, all of that. But the most important thing is you have to understand social media is all about you solve a problem for someone specific as fast as humanly possible in the least painful way possible for them. You identify who you want to help, what their current situation is, where they want to go. You help them get to where they want to go as fast as humanly possible. If you're able to do that, you'll get followers, you'll get sales, you'll get influence, you'll get whatever you want in life. Does that make sense? Life is all about solving bigger problems. The bigger the problem you solve for people that are willing to pay time, money, whatsoever, the more influence you're gonna have. It's the same concept for like ads. We can let, I'll let Victor speak again about ads and stuff, and after that we're going to like more nitty-gritty stuff about content. Does that make sense so far?
And to circle back on what Tim was saying is, I heard it saying one thing was like, try to find what the rich people problems are and find a solution to solve them. Find something that you could solve their problem with. Because the thing is, like, we're gonna start talking about ads and auto-acquire leads. I'm gonna tell you, I've tried low ticket, which is like $100 a month, subscriptions, $500. It's gonna sound like weird, but like some clients that would pay me $6,000 for a contract versus clients that would pay me $48,000 for a contract, I would have like more fun with the $48,000 than the $6,000, and I would be way more profitable. So something that's very hard when you start is that you can't serve the mass. You don't have the system in place to have volume. Look at Costco, look at Walmart, like, what do? Probably like 2-3% margins on every product, but they sell like literally everything you could think of. Gas, literally everything you could think of. Food, clothes, everything. So the mistake that I see a lot of people make, and I did that mistake when I started my agency, is that you're trying to charge like cheap prices because you want to attract the mass, but it's gonna be like, it's gonna sound weird, but the cheap clients, if they pay you $2,000, are gonna ask more of you because the $2,000 is a bigger chunk of the money they have. So like, let's say if they make like, for me personally, I see my business as like, you have the self-employed people, so, and then you're gonna have the incorporation. Me, personally, I stopped closing people that don't have an incorporation, and it's super, super simple, is that people that don't have a bank account that's separated from their personal life, is that they literally see every single dollar they give you as like they could pay for grocery store, they could pay for their mortgage, they could pay for their rent, versus if you have an incorporation, like me personally, I have 100 times more money in my business account right now than I have in my personal account. Why? Because I do like 1,000 more stuff in my business account than I do in my, so if I'm gonna spend like $2,000 here, versus if I spend $2,000 here, like I'm gonna feel the effect of the $2,000 there much more than I'm gonna feel it there. So the thing with me personally in my business, why I stopped closing people that didn't have an incorporation, is that because even though I was charging them like very, very little prices and like super cheap, they would require of me like much work than the people that would pay me like 10K, 20K, 30K. So that's something. It's like you don't want to like just serve the cheap client, because I'm telling you, like, first of all, your margins are going to be so thin that you have to serve a lot of them, and you don't have the system in place in the team to be able to do that. So that's like kind of a different game. So the thing with ads is like you kind of have like two choices of what you could do. So if you have like, let's say an e-com brand, like let's say you want to sell, I don't know, like socks on Shopify, on Wix, or whatever the platform you want to use, like you could do what we call e-com ads. So that's the first thing you could do. Then you could do purchase. Then you could do lead gen ad. So for any type of like service business, lead gen is gonna be like what you want. Like for example, I said I spend 25K a month. So how does that 25K looks like is I put 25,000 in Facebook per month. That's about like $850 a day. But what people like have a hard time, especially our clients that like, we usually start with like 30 bucks, 50 bucks a day. And then people start panicking and they're like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of money. But the thing that you gotta understand is that if you do paid ads correctly, you're literally printing money. See it as like an ATM machine or like even a machine where you could buy soda or chips and like whatever, you insert the dollar and you get your Kit Kat. Like now it's like you literally like, you reverse engineer the process and there's something that's called a CPA. No, sorry, not a CPA, a CAC. So a cost of acquisition of a client. So how much does it cost you in ads right now to acquire a client? Because a lot of the times people are gonna optimize to have like the most lead possible. And it's like, it's fine, but usually you're just gonna spend a lot of times like disqualifying people because they're not qualified enough. So the thing that you wanna do is like, let's say right now I could give you my numbers. My CAC on Facebook is about $2,000. So I know that if you do like the 20, let's say 26, I'm gonna get about 13 new clients a month. So the thing that is nice is when you have a paid acquisition machine like that, is you could literally start buying customer. So it's like at the beginning of the month, you do like your team projections, how much sales you wanna have this month, and then you just do reverse engineer where it's like, okay, I know it's costing me $2,000 to acquire a customer in Facebook ads, and then that, if I put 26K, is gonna give me 13 clients. Like, if I want more, I could put more, but the beauty about the system is that you could literally like decide how many clients you want. So like, fix your product, fix your delivery, hire the right people, and then you literally have to, you can scale your ad as much as like, your service delivery is not gonna go down in terms of quality. That's what I've been doing. So, for example, what I do, so my 25K, how it looks, it's $850 per day. Personally, I do a VSL funnel. So, a VSL funnel, just to explain to you on Facebook, there's two different types of things you could do. You could either do a lead form where it's like in Facebook, it's just like in the platform, like you're gonna answer a couple of questions, or you could bring them to kind of an external website. A funnel is basically just a fancy word to say it's like a one-page website. So on a website, you're gonna find like 5 to 6 pages like contacts, results, whatever. And on this page, usually it's like very, very small. And what it's gonna consist of is like something very simple where it's like, you're usually gonna have like a guarantee, a VSL, which is a video that explains, like Sen said, you wanna go from like point A to like point C. You're currently here. Here's the vehicle that I'm gonna use to help you reach your target or your milestone, and that's what a VSL does. It's just a video. So the thing that you wanna understand with that is you have what you call cold traffic, and you have what you call warm audience or warm leads. So with Tien's strategy, you're gonna get a lot of warm leads. So that's people that know you, they're ready to buy you. But the problem with that is that you won't get a lot of them. Like, you could, but it's like, it's not predictable. Then Tien could maybe say otherwise, but personally, that's what I realized with organic and why people have a hard time like scaling past like 50K a month, depending on the business, just with organic, is because, like Tien said here, when you run Facebook ads, it's cold traffic. So what it means is like, how many of you guys in the room now, they see me for the first time today? Okay, good. So if I was to ask you to pay me $48,000 right now, you would probably not do it. Why? Because we didn't build that trust process. Now, how many of you guys have maybe seen me like online, plus you've seen me at church? Okay. If I were to ask you, there's probably a higher chance that you would pay me that amount of money because like you see I'm a trustable person and I have results and I have testimonials. And that's exactly the difference between cold audience, warm, hot audience. So the thing with content is that you're limited in the amount of leads you're gonna get. So if you're the only one closing deal for your company, it's gonna be good. You're gonna be able to do it. But if you start, like personally, I have 2 full-time closers, so I need to fill out their schedule and their calendar. So I'm gonna need a lot more of this. And then like Tien was saying, where I'm gonna use content is as a nurturing strategy. So what I'm gonna do is like, I have very cold traffic that comes here, and I wanna bring them from here to here. Because people won't buy here. Like it's very rare. You gotta understand that there's like literally 3% of your market that's ready to buy now. And then there's 97% of your market and your audience that's not ready to buy now.
So I'll just explain real quick. Cold is people who don't know you. Warm is people who are a bit used to you. Hot is like your fans. Cold, people don't know you. Warm is the people that oh, they've seen your face, like, okay, it's more familiar. And hot is when you're like, okay, I'm ready to buy. I trust you.
So to pick back on Sen's point, so the 3% right here is the people that are hot. So if you've been making content for a long time, I'm going to give you a super simple example. There's a client we have, his name is Pierre-Olivier McKinnon. Maybe you've seen him, he's like very like bulky, he has like massive tattoos, he's very scary. So with him, we've built his personal brand for 2 years straight. So he went from like, I think like 2K followers on Facebook to I think now he's at like 7,000 followers. So the thing with him, when we started his ad, it's crazy. Like the amount of like ROAS he was getting. So ROAS is what is a return on ad spend. So all you calculate your ROAS is fairly simple. Basically what you do is like, how much did you close? Like how much did you take in? Like let's say I closed like 100K that people paid me from my ads, and I put like, I don't know, 20K in ads, then it's like you do this divided by this. This is about a 5x ROAS. So that's what it always works. It's like you basically take the amount of sales you've closed divided by the amount of ad spend you put, and then that's your ROAS. So that's how I say that you could start literally printing money. Like personally right now, I'm about like a 10 to 12 ROAS. So every time I put $1 in ads, I get about $10 to $12 back. Obviously it's not profit, it's revenue, but that's pretty much how it works. So when we launch a campaign of this guy, the thing is like, see your content as like a bank account. So if you go to Desjardins and you open a bank account, there's no money in it, and you ask to do a withdrawal, what's gonna happen? Like there's nothing that's gonna happen, there's no money in it. And a lot of the time, what people wanna do with their content is like, they're trying to like ask, they're like doing call to actions, like if you want my shit. It's not the place to do that. Ads are the place to do it. You shouldn't do your content as like you're trying to convert every single, because it's like if you have 100 followers, it's like even if you convert like 20% of your audience, which is insane, it's only 20 people, and then you'll burn it. So you want like your top of funnel, like your tofu, like Sen was saying here, you want it to get bigger. So for a little bit of the time, like you don't want to think about converting. Like if right now you're in the room and you're like, I need to like make money in my business or I'm gonna go bankrupt, like don't start content, start ads. And then like with ads, the thing is like you gotta be patient, because like building a personal brand is probably gonna take you way more time than you think, and it's gonna cost you way more than you think, and it's gonna be 10 times more difficult than you think, but it's also gonna be 10 times more worth it than you think. So the thing with that is like now I could literally do a story, and I did it. I launched a webinar for my business this Tuesday. I did a story Tuesday morning, and I was like, I'm doing a free webinar. So it's like, basically what I'm doing now, I was doing it online for an hour. Entrepreneurs could come on, and I would break down their ad account. I would break down their organic content. I would generate more views. I would generate better qualified leads. And I got like, I think 26 people to show up. I didn't put a single dollar in ads. That's the power of a brand. There's 26 people that show up on that webinar. I booked 6 sales calls for my team and 1 close. So it's like, I think it was a $48,000 deal. So from one story, I was able to make $48,000 in revenue for my business. But the thing with that is because I've been making content for 3 years, and I've just been giving out value, so that when I do ask some stuff, like people are actually willing, because I have about like, I think 6,000 followers. So my pool of audience that I could convert is much bigger. A mistake that I see a lot of the times people do when they start content is they literally have 100 followers. You could write. They literally had 100 followers, and they're just like, oh, I want to convert those 100 followers. But it's like, it's not worth it. Like, just focus from getting from 100 to like, let's say 1,000 by giving away great content, by entertaining people, by making them laugh, by educating them. And then it's like, when you're at 1,000, now I'll start converting. But like, don't try to convert what you have here. It's like, literally, it doesn't serve anything. So when you start making content, you gotta be in the tofu and in the mofu much more than you're in the bottom of funnel. That's something that's really gonna help you. So to come back to my story with the guy that we launched his ad, what we did is we did a retargeting campaign. So I'm gonna keep it very, very simple. What retargeting is, basically, is the guy has 26,000 followers on Instagram, and I think about like 40K on Facebook. Let's make it a round number. Let's say he has 70,000 followers. So what I did is I launched a small campaign where I put, he never ran ads before. He spent the last 20, not 20 years, he spent the last 2 years building his brand. So he's been giving value, he's been building followers, like he has a lot of traction. He's probably the biggest brand in the fitness community in French. So what we did with him is we did a retargeting campaign with 20 bucks a day. And our audience was only the people that were following him. So we're targeting audience that's very warm. Why? Because they've seen him. They've seen him for 1 year, 2 years, 2 months, whatever. They've interacted with his content. So what we did is with that 20 bucks a day, we literally got, within the first week, a 64x ROAS. Like, you're not gonna see that a lot of the time because it's pretty much impossible to get that. The more money you spend, it just doesn't make sense. But we were able to get him that without really effort. We literally took a video. Hey, have you seen my content before? My name is so-and-so. This is what I do. I've been a fitness trainer for the past 10 years. If you've seen my content and you've been wondering, am I someone that's legit or whatever, book a call with my team and we'll be able to see how we can help you. That was a simple ad we did. And by targeting this 70,000 people audience that already know him, we were able to convert, I think it was something crazy. I think we closed for 78,000 within the first week you launched this. So that's the thing, but once again, it's you want to build your top of funnel long enough so that you have a pool of audience that's big enough to be able to go down. So I don't want to lose you guys. Is it clear? Am I losing guy with this? Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna give you guys, before I give the mic back to Tien, how I do it for my business right now. I'm literally gonna give you my whole ad setup campaign. All right, so. And I'm telling you, a good news with ads is that there's a new update that came out, I think in November, October of last year. It's called Meta Andromeda. And basically what it does is the targeting in your ads, before it was so hard. Has anyone here ever opened a Facebook ad account? It's literally it's so hard when you start. You can't understand anything. It's trying to read a book in Chinese. It's impossible to read. So the thing with that is a very nice update now for you guys that are fairly new to this thing, is that the setting in your campaign don't matter as much anymore. What matters is your creative, and that's why we're talking about ad creative tonight, how to make better ad creative. So before, you used to be able to say okay, I'm setting up this campaign here, and on this campaign I want to talk to guys that are between 25 and 45 years old that like fitness. And you were setting up your audience and where you want to reach, Montreal, and it was working super well. Now they can't do that anymore because they got caught into a bunch of things where they were basically tracking your phone and hearing your conversations and things like that. So they were okay, how can we have a better tracking for the people that we want to actually reach? So what we do now is all this fancy stuff that used to matter is probably now 3% of the results you're going to get. You could literally start a campaign, Advantage Plus, and just let it run like this. I'm telling you, yes, you could optimize it and gain an extra 3%, but it's gonna be good enough to start. So now what you need to do is call out the people in your creative. So you wanna be able to let's say you wanna help mortgage broker. So it's hey, are you a mortgage broker that's looking to get more qualified leads for his business? You're tired of relying on real estate agent to get referrals, or you used to put a lot of money in Google ads, but it's not bringing the same results it used to bring. You're now paying $100, $150 per lead, and it's not always qualified. My name is Victor. I'm the founder at Partner.io. I've been helping mortgage broker like yourself for the past 4 years, running ads, getting more leads, and getting more sales for their business. So what I want to do with this is I'm I'm doing the targeting in the way I speak, in the first sentence of my ads. So how I run my campaign now, and you gotta understand your market. So a thing that I always tell my team, because we're kind of the third party between them and the clients, is you always gotta think like the client of our client thinks. So in your case, your client is thinking. So the ICP that Tien was giving, right now, you have what's called in marketing a blue ocean and a red ocean. So a red ocean example right now would be real estate agent and marketing agency. It's super red, which means it's sharks out there. It's they're looking for the blood. There's no space for anyone. Why? Because if you're a small agency and you're trying to run $30 a day in ads, you're literally competing against me that's putting $850 in ads every day. So what's gonna happen? I'm just gonna outspend you. So the people that you might try to get, they're gonna see you one time. They're gonna see me like 23 times. So like it's gonna be very, very hard for you to get that. And that's why organic, when you start, if you're not like rushing to get money in the next 7 days, could be interesting because you could kind of like build warmer leads and people that actually want to see you. Versus with cold traffic, the thing is like, they don't really care about who you are, they care about the service that you provide. So a lot of the times what happens is like, they're gonna see my agency, but they're also gonna see a lot of agencies, and then it's kind of in the sales pitch and the nurturing we do and the testimony we send them that they're gonna decide like, do they trust us or do they trust the others? So in my industry, you gotta think right now, we're in a very, very, very big red ocean where it's like there's literally a new agency that's getting launched every day. There's like,
Red ocean is when it's saturated. When
yeah.
like, there's like 10 million people doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Ocean is when there's no one else. Red ocean is you're going to the ocean where there's tons of sharks. You have to battle them. Blue ocean is when you're going to the ocean. There's no sharks, so there's no blood. Like it's blue.
Yeah.
Blue ocean, there's no one. Red ocean, there's a lot of people.
So my whole so your strategy is gonna be different if you're going to a blue ocean or a red ocean. Right now, what I was doing is I look at all my transcript of sales call from my team. I put it into, we have what's called Fathom, so it's just a recorder of our call. And then if there's anyone here that still use ChatGPT, like cancel your subscription right now and move to Claude. Like it's like ChatGPT but on steroids. Like I just want to tell you that ChatGPT is not that good. Like ChatGPT in 6 months is gonna, like we're gonna look at it like what TV used to be, like what TV is now. Like who watch TV here that's under like 30 years old? Yeah, literally no one. So that's the same thing with ChatGPT. It's like they were the first one, but they haven't adapted, so it's like they're kind of like useless now. So the thing, how I set up my thing is I run a webinar campaign. So it's $100 a day, webinar. The goal with it and my targeting and my message is like, you're seeing 25 agencies in your feed every single day. You don't know who to trust or who to pick. Come to this free webinar. For an hour, I'm gonna like literally teach you everything I know. I'm gonna give you all the strategy we use for our clients for free. So what it does with that, my CPL, which is your cost per lead, goes from like $80 to like literally like $6. But the thing with this is that those leads are not ready to buy now. It's very, very cold, and they kind of need like some nurturing process to be able to close. So you don't want to do this if you're trying to like close people within the next week. So the thing that you want to do with this, and why I'm running this, is that I've been hearing what our prospects were saying, and when we're not closing, I was going over the sales call recording, and like everyone was like, I just don't know who to trust. So marketing is like a big like circle like this. So what used to work in 2022 is now starting to work again. Webinar were big in 2022, they died in 2023, 2024, 2025, and now they're starting to pick up again. Super fancy content was like the thing you wanted to do, like flashy light, the Hermosi subtitles, like it's going everywhere, there's a lot of sound effect. That works a lot in 2023, 2024, now it's dead. But see, now the content that blew up on TikTok in 2020, 2021, where it's like, I'm literally just opening my phone and I'm ranting about a subject, there's no editing, that's becoming big now too. So the trends are, it's like a 4-year cycle, where the trends are like always coming back. So what used to work in 2022, now it's 2026. 2023 is gonna be next year, 2024 is gonna be the year after that. That's how you wanna see it. So what I did as a setup for my campaign is I divided my budget, where it's like, the problem now is we were running like campaign to get like buyers that are, people that are ready to buy now, but the audience was like so saturated because every single agency is trying to reach the same people. So what you want to do here is you want to reach them higher in the process of buying. So not a lot of people can do that because they don't have the financial like needs to be able to support like a longer sales cycle. So I'm gonna put money in ads and I'm probably gonna close them in the next 60 days. So you kinda need the cash flow to be able to run the same ad budget for 60 days without closing anything. So the money that you put in day one, you're only gonna get in day 61. So people don't wanna do that. They wanna have like, they put $1 today and they get $2 tomorrow. So they all target the same thing. So we go back to tofu, mofu, and bofu. They all target like the bottom of funnel, the 3%, but like everyone is targeting the same 3%. So your cost of acquisition are super, super high because literally every single one is competing for the same like 3% of client. So what I decided to do is this free webinar is I'm actually targeting people here. So my competitors are all like stuck there. So it's gonna take me longer to close them, but what do you think is gonna happen when I nurture them? Well, they won't go for my competitor because I've hit them in like higher in the process of buying. So you gotta understand how your clients are buying. So the things with that is I put $100 a day in webinar. It's like literally $6 a lead. So I'm gonna run it for 7 days. So I'm gonna put $700. Let's put at 7 so that it's easier to understand. I'm gonna get 100 leads. And out of 100 leads, I won't contact them because like it's cold audience. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send reminders by text, by email, and I'm gonna try to up the show up rate. Usually it's like a 50% show up rate. So on this live webinar for an hour, I'm gonna get about 50 people. But now those 50 people, they spend an hour with me learning about the best practices, the strategy we have. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna fast track your thing from tofu to bofu very, very fast. So out of 50 people, I might be able to bring 10 on a sales call, 40 that I still have to nurture with some emails, some text. Out of 10, I'll probably close like, I don't know, 3. But the thing with that is I spent $700 and I closed 3 clients. So you do like 700 divided by 3, and you're about like 220, yeah, 33, okay. So that's your cost of acquisition. But before, when I was trying to reach my top 3%, my cost of acquisition was $2,000. So it's a long-term strategy, but you're also like, your cost of acquisition is literally going from like 2,000 to like literally 200. Like it's crazy. So that's a mistake that I see a lot of the time people do. So how I set up my campaign now is I have this, I have $200 as a lead form campaign. And then I have another 300, 550, yeah. Oh no, I have 525 as a VSL funnel. And then I have a $25 a day in retargeting. All right, so basically what I do with this is MOFU. So it's people that are like kind of middle funnel. They already know that they need an agency. They just don't know who I need. So this is where. What I do is on my VSL funnel, my number one question is like, how much revenue do you make a year? It's like 0 to 150K. If they reply this, I'm not letting them fill out a calendar or booking a call. Why? Because they're not ready to be closed. Like realistically, our services are between like 10K to like 100K. Like there's no way they're gonna be able to spend 100K with us if you make 150 like gross. So what we do is we take the people that are between 0 to 150K and we send them to our webinar. Why? Because they need to be nurtured. We need to give them like free advice. They're not ready to hire an agency yet. So like I'm gonna help them with my advice to go from 150 to like 300, 400, 500. Then they'll be ready to buy. Then if they go from, I think the next one is like 151 to 500, and then whatever, like 500 plus to like 3 million. So if they do this, they'll be able to reach my team and book a call. Why? Because they're ready, like they have the financial needs to be able to pay us right now. So they don't need as much nurturing. So I don't wanna like waste my calendar slot on my closer schedule with people who are not ready to buy. So that's why I set it up like this. Why I'm trying lead form versus VSL funnel, honestly, if you start and you have a small budget, like 30 to 50 bucks a day, like don't like go crazy, like just keep it simple, do a lead form. It's the most easiest thing. And then in a lead form, you can like, let's say people often are gonna tell us like, oh, my lead quality is not good. Good. Why is it not good? Is it because the leads are not responding? Is it because the leads are broke? Is it because it's fake numbers? Like in marketing, I like to say that every problem, if you track your KPI right, every problem has its solution. You just gotta track them. A lot of the times our clients, what they do is they're just gonna tell us, oh, the leads are not good. Okay, but like if you just tell me that, how can I improve on it? So I think with that is like, keep it simple. Keep a lead form, and then as your ad, what you want to run, okay? You're gonna run videos, and you're gonna run some static graphic. How would you call it? Graphic? Graphic. So the thing with Claude that's like literally insane, it's like you can pump up like literally 10 super, by the way, if you're a visual designer, or how would you call it? Graphic designer in the room, I'm very sorry to say, but it's like, it's not looking too good for that field of expertise. It's like, I was literally able this morning on Claude, and I'm not a Claude expert, like my partner is way better than me in systems and things like that. I literally opened my Claude, I sent a vocal of like a minute, and he pumped me these amazing graphics that I've been running since this morning for me, and I was able to get like 10 graphics in the span of like a minute. So it's like, I would pay probably like $400 normally to a graphic designer to do that. So the thing is like, people are always like, oh, I'm afraid of AI, it's gonna steal my job. It's like, there's two ways you could go about it. You could either stay in the lane where you're afraid and you're waiting, or you could try to understand what's changing in the market. That's what ChatGPT didn't do. If you're not evolving in the market, like, it won't work. 2 years ago, all the agencies, me and Tim were talking about it last night, they were only doing organic content. Now, there's so many people doing organic that only doing organic is gonna probably take you 6 to 12 months to actually get a number of organic leads on a consistent basis that's enough to close some deals. So now that's why everyone is switching to a hybrid model between paid ads and content. So the thing with this is you wanna adapt. So what you wanna run is you wanna run a couple of videos and you wanna run a couple of graphics. If you're construction company here in the room, like let's say you do like extermination or things like that, roofing, you want to do like before and after. Like those visuals work very, very well right now. So before and after, that's literally just what you run. That's it. And then if you want to try videos, what you want to do, the thing with videos though is like, it's hard to find a right angle because it's so long to like actually write a script, sit down, film it, then edit it, then you post it, and sometimes 24 hours later, you're gonna have to shut down your ads because it's not performing. So how I like to scale my ad account is I do a lot of graphics. So I'm thinking, how does my client think? I do a lot of angles with this. So like, let's say my webinar that I'm running right now, all my angles are like, your content is doing 200 views, we know why. We're gonna help you fix the issue. Your ad campaign are bringing you like very bad lead, we're gonna help you fix the issue. Why are we saying that? Is because it's headlines that we know our prospects are thinking of. So what you wanna do is, you wanna like try these things. So think like your customers or think like your ideal client. What are they thinking? What are the sentences that they're saying? And then what you wanna do with this is you wanna try a bunch of graphics, and then the graphics that perform the best, you're gonna take this angle and you're gonna write a script with it. So this way, when you write your script and you take the time to record a camera or hire an agency or a videographer to do it, you actually know it's gonna work for more than 2 days. So that's basically all I'm gonna see on my ad account from there. You could start with like $30 a day. Like my future father-in-law is in the room, and he actually started as a home care business. So if you need any home care services, Hard to Fade on Instagram, very good company. And about a year ago, he started this company, and I've just been helping him with Facebook ads and literally like super like simple content. We were like at $10 a day for a while, and we were able to close a lot of deals. And then we just opted like recently $20 a day. And it's like, people could think like, oh wow, he's talking about $850 a day, but I didn't start at that. I started at $30 like most of you guys, but we started at $10 a day. Recently we upped it to $20 a day, and he's been getting like literally like 2 to 3 leads, probably like some days 2 to 3 leads, some days no leads, like probably like a lead per day if you put it on like a monthly perspective, so like 30 leads a month. But it's still 30 people that he doesn't have to cold call, that they're interested in the service, that he's able to close. And then if you track it properly, that's what I was telling him, is like, okay, how much did I put into ads? With $20 times 30, that's $600. So, okay, $600, how many clients did I close? Let's say I closed 2 clients this month. It's a $300 cost of acquisition. Now, your LTV, which is your lifetime value, how much does a customer is worth to you? So basically, it's like, let's say you sell, like for me, an example, it's like client, usually the about LTV is like 30,000. So even if I spend 2K in ads, I don't really care, because it's like, I'm gonna make 15 times my money. So that's pretty much how you wanna do it. And then it's like, if you're ready to take in more clients, like just up your ad spend, go from $20 a day to $30 a day, and you're gonna close more clients. So that's as simple as that. Honestly, if your goal is to get like more customer and like you feel like your business is ready like right now, I would run ads. And what I like to do is like run ads to get some more money and then reinvest the money into content. Because content is gonna take probably like 6 to 12 months to build a real personal brand, but it's gonna be very worth it in the end, and you're gonna be happy to do it. And I think like content is what stays. Because don't forget, with paid ads, it's like if I stop putting $1, nothing goes. With content, like your videos are always there. They're always getting views, like 10, 12 views a day. If you post every day, like compound this, it's like a snowball effect. I like to say content is like, invest into a stock. Like, I think one of my best stock last year that I didn't like touch or trade or anything was like CIBC. I think I made like 28%, which is an amazing year. But last year, like you could be like a baby and like everything was blowing up. So it wasn't hard to make money in the stock market. It's not the same thing for this year. But so with my CIBC, I made 28% in a year. It's an amazing year. But am I gonna make like 100% in a month? Probably not. But it's the same thing. It's a long-term investment. So see your content as like you're investing into like stocks that they bring you dividend and things like that. So building your personal brand is probably the biggest, like the best equity you could have. Where like the currency now is attention. So that's how we set up all our clients. It's like you're gonna run ads just to like auto-finance your content, and then you put all the money back into content, into more ads, and then you just like the pile is just so big. Like right now, I probably have like 3,000 leads in my CRM. So like if I could literally sell that to like maybe the guy Ten is building a brand right now. I could probably sell him that CRM for like 100 grand.
CRM is like a whole like a database where all the information about all the clients and potential clients, all the information are in one place. That's called a CRM.
Yeah. So basically, I've been running ads for like, let's say, the past year. All the leads that I've been getting, like I'm probably producing like 400 leads a month right now. It's like all these leads times a year, it's like what, 4,800 leads? Like, it's a lot to keep up with. But it's like, I could stop my ads tomorrow and just like starting like hiring setters that are just gonna call this. And it's better than cold call because they've already shown an interest. So that list is like, you build a pipeline where that too is valuable. So I don't know if it was like clear. I know I could go into so much more stuff, but I don't want to like scare you, but this is like baby stuff compared to like what Lucas is gonna go into like next week. Like I've just learned paid ads like 6 months ago. Lucas, I've been doing paid ads for like 10 years. So like you would probably see this and think I'm a noob in ads. So I just wanted to kind of lay you the foundation so that next week you won't like be like a deer in front of the lights of a car. So that was pretty much it for paid ads. I'll let it go for Tim.
So, content creation. All right, so get ready. In like 5 minutes, I'm gonna give you the entire in 5 minutes you can start writing. I want you to understand for the next 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes you're gonna start writing everything, okay? We're gonna go very practical. Content creation, why is it important? Because Jesus Christ was the best influencer in the world. When you make content creation happen, people come to you and they believe you have influence, and they believe that you have the solution to their problems. You guys remember that, right? So, someone is here, they wanna get to initial desired outcome, right? Your goal is to help them get there as fast as humanly possible. So how do you do that? Why is content so important? To summarize what Victor said, all in all, ads, you put $1, you get $10 back. That's ads. You wanna make more money? Put money into ads. It's literally, you put $1, you get $10 back. Oh, there's too many competitors. Now you put $1, you get $3 back. You would still do it. That's ads. Now, where ads and content come into play together is that content makes people trust you more. The more they trust you, the less it's gonna cost, and the more people are gonna come to you instead of your competitors. Okay? Now, let's say there's a pool of 100,000 people that are interested in dentistry. Let's say there's like 10 different clinic dentaire. Anyways, there's like 10 clinic dentaire. Dental clinics, thank you. So this 100,000 people that are interested are gonna be split between these. Let's say everyone's the same, right? Everyone looks the same. So then this 100,000 people is gonna be split between 10 people. So everyone's gonna have the same exact $1 give you $10, right? But if you create content, you're gonna be different from everyone else. And because you're gonna be different from everyone else, maybe you can get 80,000 people of those 100,000 people towards you, and everyone else will have to pay more. Does that make sense? Yes. That is the relationship between ads and content creation. Ads is there to convert into clients. Content is there to build trust. That's it. That's all you need to remember. Ads gives you more money. Content builds more trust so that the money costs less to get. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. I'm almost there. In 2 minutes, you're going to start writing. Okay. Content creation, what it does is, let's say you guys remember the funnels, right? You go from more people, like the fish, you filter the fish, and then you eat the best ones. That's the whole funnel. Funnel is another word for strategy. You get as many people as possible, then you filter them, and then you get the best clients. That's a funnel. So, just by doing ads, you can target 100 people. Then 30 people get on a sales call. It's like a conversation to buy your products. And then after that, 10 people close, 10 people become clients. So out of 100 people that you're targeting, you get 10 clients. That is ads. However, if you add content to it, there's more views to your thing, so your funnel gets bigger, and the conversion, the percentages between all these things, gets higher. Does that make sense? So not only you get more views, people know you more, so they trust you more, and also the conversion here gets way more. So that is why content is so efficient. That's why content is so good. Does that make sense? And by the way, it works the same exact way for ministries, for whatsoever project you have. It's the same exact principles everywhere. Now, let's talk about content again. Okay. Let me tell you one principle about content, then we're going to go into that. Why is content so important? Because it is in the Bible. What? No. The principle of content is in the Bible. In 1 Kings chapter 10, the Queen of Sheba came to see King Solomon. King Solomon, the richest man that has ever existed and the wisest man that has ever existed, the Bible says all people from all nations came to him. Not the neighbors, all nations came to him. Why? Because of his reputation. Content builds your reputation. The Queen of Sheba came to King Solomon. And what did she do? She came to pay him a visit. She gave him a lot of things, silver, whatsoever, a lot of things, gold, which is approximately, in today's money, which would be approximately 300 million USD for one single consultation. 300 million USD for one consultation. It's like in today's words, right? Like it wasn't a consultation at that point. You guys understand? 300 million USD for one single consultation. Why? The Bible says because of his reputation and his wisdom. Queen of Sheba, the Queen of Sheba came to King Solomon. The Queen of Sheba came to King Solomon because she trusted him that he has the wisdom. How did she know that he had the wisdom? Because he wrote 3,000 Proverbs. Now, how can you complain about not having any clients if you have not even written one single proverb? People can trust you. You can build your reputation and people can trust you by the amount of content that you put out. The more content you put out to your ICP, once again, the people you want to reach, the more content you put out that is specific to your ICP, that shows them you can actually solve their problem, the more they're going to trust you, the more the Queen of Sheba is going to come to you. The Bible also says that King Solomon was paid by all nations every year. The recurring model in the business, anyways, it's the Bible is so good. Anyways, it's like there's a whole lot of business principles in the Bible. So the Queen of Sheba came to King Solomon because of his reputation, because of his wisdom. Now, how can someone know that you have wisdom? You gotta show it. Right now, you have like 5, 10, 20 people around you at all times. Only those 5 to 20 people know that you're wise. Only those 5 to 20 people that know that you're good at what you're doing. Social media is a multiplier. If you post one video, you reach 10,000 people. Now, not only 5 to 20 people know that you're good, now 10,000 people know that you're good. Now you multiply that, you write another proverb the next day, another proverb the next day, another proverb. Okay, now you add to 2 proverbs a day. Does that make sense? King Solomon was known for his reputation and for the wisdom that God gave him because she knew that he was wise through the proverbs. He was known. He had a great reputation. The greater the reputation that you have through social media, through creating content, the more people are going to come to you instead of you having to cold call people. You don't want to cold, I don't like cold calling. I don't want to cold call. Like cold call is like you get rejected all the time. The way to never have to cold call anyone or to chase for any clients is to give your ICP exactly what they need before they even ask for it. You understand? Does that make sense? So your ICP has different problems. They're here in life. They're in initial situation. They're in an initial situation. They want to get to the desired situation. This is the problem. They don't know how to get to the desired situation. So your content creation, now you can start taking notes. All right, let's go practical. Does that make sense so far? Your goal is to build a reputation. How? By solving people's problems. The more problem you solve in life, the more people around you will see that you have the solution to them and they will follow you. You don't believe me? Look at Jesus Christ. He solved the problem of death. Now everyone is literally giving their entire life, leaving mom and dad to literally follow Jesus Christ, pick up their cross and follow him. Because he had a great reputation. And people came to him. The lady with the issue of blood, she came to him with faith because she believed that Christ had the solution for her. People, if you don't want to cold call people, if you want to have clients, you don't have leads, the best way to get clients, to get money, is to let people know that you have the solution to their problem before they even ask for it as many times as possible. Let me repeat that. If your ICP believes that you have the solution to their, and I know I put a lot of effort and time into this, but I'm telling you, I've been studying algorithms and stuff like that for 9 years. I can talk about algorithms for hours. But this is the key. I'm telling you, it's just this. Literally just this. By the grace of God, I created an account. Avec10 is like my main account. We were in 10 or 11 months, I went from, by the grace of God, from 0 to 15K followers within a year. Why? Because my entire strategy is not, okay, let me increase the watch time, make people watch my, no. My entire strategy is to let people know that I have a solution for them before they can find it somewhere else. And post as many times as possible to let them know that, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. So what did I do? I'll give you a strategy rundown. For example, there's not in Quebec, in French market, in the French market, the Christian French market, no one teaches about evangelism. So what did I do? People are here. Okay, I'll go very practical, okay? There's a whole spiritual side to it, but I'll go practical right now. People in Quebec, Christians, they know they gotta get disciples of all nations. They know they're gonna win the lost, preach the gospel, but not a single person goes out. No one goes out. And so, how do you go out? Everyone wants to win souls. Everyone is here, they like God, they love God, they have a relationship with God. They want to get to the point where they're useful for the kingdom of God. But what's happening is they have a gap here that they don't know how to solve. And so my strategy for content creation is to be able to give exactly this to people as fast as humanly possible so they can go from initial situation to desired situation as fast as possible. Does that make sense? So my entire strategy is to make evangelism training videos. I help people get to where they want to go, preach the gospel, faster. If you're the only one doing that, everyone's going to come to you. If 100,000 people, I'm sorry, so small, 100,000 people are there for the market, they're interested. This is called the TAM. I'll go later in 1 minute. This is the amount of people that are interested in getting here, desired situation, okay? Out of these 100,000 people, if there's 100 content creators making the same exact content, then this 100,000 is going to be split between 100 creators. But if you're the only one doing it in your market, and there's a big market, everyone's going to come to you. Does that make sense? So your strategy is to leave the red ocean where it's saturated by sharks and to go into a blue ocean with the biggest market as possible. Essentially, supply and demand. What is the problem that people want to solve? Where do they want to go? And for this problem to be solved, how many people want this solved? Bro, if I make videos about my grandma's Crocs, there's two views. It's my mom rewatching the video twice. That's if I make videos about my grandma's Crocs, it's not gonna work because no one is interested in that. But if I make evangelism videos, all Christians, that's my market. However, how many people are making content about that right now? No one in Quebec. Yet, amen. So because everyone wants to have this problem solved, but no one's giving it, no one's giving the solution for it, then you have the entire market if you do it. That is how you can do it for your own marketing company. For your dental clinic. Whatever product or service you have, your goal, now we'll go practical, okay, let's go. Your entire goal, does that make sense so far? Your entire goal is very simple. 3 things. Now you can take notes. Okay, I know I write like a little doctor, but I'm sorry, okay. I'm sorry, I'm Asian. I'm sorry. Okay, so, social media, how to blow on social media. This works for everything in life. By the way, Revival Montreal, I don't know if anyone here knows Revival Montreal. The entire, Amen, Demba, I love you. The entire strategy for Revival Montreal and for whatsoever social media account that I have or that you have is the same exact thing everywhere. It's the same thing for real life. It's the same thing for business. If you do this formula, it's going to work for business, for your clients, whether you do social media or not. TAM, total addressable market. It's a fancy word just to say how many people are interested in solving this problem. Total addressable market. The total amount of people that are interested in this, basically. My grandma's Crocs, one person, it's my mom. If I talk about evangelism, it's all Christians. If I talk about evangelism in French, it's 3% of Quebec. Does that make sense? And so that is my TAM, my total addressable market, my total potential market that I can reach. Your goal when making social media content is not to think about watch time, hooks, and stuff like that. We can get to that. But the most important thing before all the hooks, before all the editing software, that doesn't matter if this is not solved. Reach as many people as possible with the subject that you're talking about. Reach as many people as possible with the subject that you're talking about. The way you do that is to identify how many people are willing to pay with their time, resources, or money to solve this problem. That's the number one, total addressable market. By the way, the same principle for business also. Like, if you don't have these three, like, good luck having success in business. But TAM, have a high TAM. Reach as many fish as possible. Get as many fish that are interested as possible. Get as many TAM, like the highest TAM as possible, total addressable market, from your ICP. Does that make sense? How many of your ICP are you getting? Which market are you getting? As much as possible. Every single video that you make, if this video has the potential to reach 1 million people, then it can reach 1 million people. However, if the video that I'm making only interests like 5 people, then the maximum views that I can get is 5 people. Does that make sense? It looks so simple, but I'm telling you, after 9 years of studying algorithms and stuff, hours and hours and hours per day, I'm telling you, that's literally the only secret. Reach as many people as possible in your ICP and solve the problem. That's literally it. Now, there's 100,000 people in your market potential, right? Now, how many people are able to supply this 100,000 people? Are you guys 100 people, 1,000 people, 1 person? 1. When you're the only one able to solve the problem that they have, everyone will flock to you. Same thing in real life, same thing like when you influence people in real life, Revival Montreal, for example, or anything, really, anything. Revival Montreal, it works so well. Okay, there's a whole spiritual side. Once again, we got to pray and everything, but like the practical side, Revival, everyone knows that. Montreal, oh, okay. If we did like Good News Chapel Revival, it would not have worked as much as the word Revival Montreal. And because it was so uniting for like churches, a lot of churches would not come if it was Good News Chapel Revival. A lot of Christians would not have associated themselves with it if it was Good News Chapel Revival. And so we had to reach a higher TAM. You guys understand it? Reach as high of a TAM as possible. And now in your high TAM, after that, find a differentiator. A differentiator is what makes you different. Why Revival Montreal and not just another ministry? Once again, I'm talking practically, okay? Like you got to support every ministry and be practical. Why you? Now, the way to know this is you have to just think. Like, pray to God, but think. Just think a little bit. I have friends in my life. Why are they friends with me? I have a fiance. Why is she my fiance? Why did she not go with someone else? There's specific reasons why someone chose you. There's specific reasons why someone lets you in their circle. You have to identify what those reasons are, and you double down on those things. Those are your differentiators. God gave us all a different gift. God gave us this person a leadership gift. This person is really good at business. This person is really good at social media. This person is really good at giving, right? God gave us different gifts. So you have to identify what the gifts that God gave you are, what makes you different from everyone else in your market, and you solve as many people's problems as possible. Number 1, reach as many people as possible. look at the problems. How many people are interested in solving this problem? Number 2, how many people can supply to this problem? Am I the only one, or is there like 1,000 different competitors? It's literally just supply and demand. Does that make sense? So number 3 is multiply. Once something works, when you're making a video, when you're filming a video, don't put like 10 hours for one single video. Why? Because what if it works? Then you have, like, now you're like a slave to your time now. Oh, 10 hours again. Oh, 10 hours again. Then you're upping yourself. Oh, 15 hours. Make videos that are scalable. Oh my gosh, I learned something this a few weeks ago, like 2-3 weeks ago. Genius. God is a genius. Amen? The very first thing that God said to man, what is it? Be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, be fruitful and multiply, okay? That's the very first thing that God said to man. Be fruitful and multiply. And then there are other things, I forgot what it was, and then have dominion on earth. Be fruitful and multiply. Fruits, what is fruit? In the business term, it's like get results for your clients. If your product is really good, get results for your clients. Once your product is really good, then multiply yourself everywhere. If you're good at making burgers, you're called McDonald's. You're really good at making burgers. Everyone loves your burgers. Everyone's happy there. Get a Happy Meal, a Big Mac, and everything. You're happy. After that, find a way to systematize it so that you can copy yourself so that a 16-year-old can just take over your entire restaurant. When you're making content, every single video that you make, don't put too much effort into it. Why? Because the more replicable it is, when it has success, you can multiply that success. Does that make sense? Be fruitful and multiply. Now, how to structure an entire video. So you guys understand like the strategy part or no? That's strategy. I'm telling you, I spent like over $150,000 in mentorships and business and social media mentorships just to learn all of this. And it just goes down to supply and demand, literally. $150,000 in mentorships. All the key is just supply and demand. Get a high TAM, find a differentiator about you, and then multiply everything. High TAM, reach as many people as possible with the subject. Find what makes you different from everyone else, and then multiply that so that you don't have to like be a slave to your own time, to your own production. Does that make sense? So which means, do I have to put a 4K camera with like high editing? No, you don't need to do that. Once again, everything goes back to the same principle. It's crazy. Once you guys, oh my gosh, like I'm telling you, from tonight, read the Bible, especially Book of Proverbs, read the Bible and see it like this. Like try to see it like this. It's crazy. Once you read it, you're changed. Everything goes back to the same exact principles. And the billionaires in our life, the billionaires that have the best product in the world, they're using business principles from the Bible without knowing that it's from the Bible. They're just really good at it. I don't know what I wanted to say with this, but I don't know. Okay, so here's how to structure a video. Okay, yeah, I remember. I'm sorry. Okay, you don't need a 4K camera. You don't need a whole microphone. You don't need to buy like $10,000 worth of gear. It's great. However, sometimes it can actually ruin you more than it can actually help you. Why? Because, look at this. You are here. You want to get to here. Just like your identity is here, but you're trying to go 4K camera, you're trying to go fancy. Hey, get 5 free clients this week. Or the more authentic you are to yourself, the closer you get to the differentiator. Oh, I'm sorry, I wrote in French, différenciateur anyways. Your goal in social media is to get as close as possible to your differentiator. How? By making authentic content. It is not by putting a lot of effort in production and everything. It is about, once again, high TAM and differentiator. If you put a lot of production, then your competitors can have the same exact production as you and compete with you. Then everyone looks the same. If you go close to your differentiator aspect, what makes you different, then it's going to work. Because God put something special in you already. You guys understand? So, sometimes, actually, fun fact, if you test it out, selfie videos where you talk about your worldview and your thoughts about life in general, those are going to perform way more than high production 4K videos because it gets you closer to your differentiator. Make sense? I'm telling you, it's literally as simple as this. Get a high TAM, go as much as possible in your differentiator, and then multiply it. So, how to structure a video. Does that make sense so far? Okay. If it doesn't make sense, let me know if I'm going too fast. How to structure a video. Am I going too fast? I talk fast, I'm sorry. Okay, I know I write fast too, but okay. Here's how to structure a video. Write notes. This, don't look at me, just write your notes, okay? How to structure a video. This is for ads, it's for anything, because why? It's the same thing as real life. To have influence in real life, this is the formula to have friends in real life. This is the formula to have success in business. This is the formula to have success in ads. This is the formula to have success in social media. ICP. What problem do they have? Where do they want to go? You give them that solution. I keep going back to this. You give them what they need as fast as possible with the least amount of effort possible. Okay? So structure, you need to make a hook. A hook is a fancy word people use just to, like, you know when like you go out fishing, you get a hook just to catch the fish. You need to get a hook. Okay, now, unpopular opinion, we're also filming for social media, so I'll get like rebuked for this, but I truly believe in this from the bottom of my heart. You don't need hooks. But I'll just simplify everything, and then after that, I'll just destroy it, okay? So, you need a hook. A hook is the first few seconds, the first 3 seconds. Like, the first 1 second, basically the very first thing someone sees when they watch your video, right? The very first thing. There's a visual hook. Fun fact, if you film outside, there's more views than if you stay inside. Fun fact. The blue sky gets more views. Fun fact, if you put someone attractive in the first few seconds, it gets more views than someone not attractive. No, it's true though, like, you have to look at the objective thing, right, you know? If someone has more leverage in a market, you put them first, it's gonna work. If I put Jesus Christ in the first few seconds, it's gonna work more than my face. If I put someone more attractive, it's gonna work more than if it's my face. However, if I'm already known in the market, I have a good reputation in the market, you put me first, it's gonna work more than the more attractive person. Does that make sense? Your hook is the very first thing people see. After your hook, you need to get the actual content. The actual content is what? The actual content is literally just you solving people's problems. Okay. Is you solving people's problem as fast as possible. You're the bridge. Initial situation. Okay, all of you are writing those. And you're here. Your ICP is here. Initial situation. They want to get the desired outcome. The bridge here is the problem. You need to solve this problem to go as fast as possible to the desired outcome. So your entire video is to solve people's problems. That's it. Now, how do you do it? You don't say, hi, my name is Jacob. Today I'm going to tell you, bro, you're spending more of my time, you're creating more problems in my life than actually solving my problem. Get to the point. Social media, you need to get to the point as fast as possible. Now, getting to the point does not mean you cut, and like put high intensity music and everything. No. Social media is all about you get to people's problem and you solve it as fast as possible. If you're able to solve someone's problem in 3 seconds, do it in 3 seconds. If you take 2 minutes to get to the point and you just keep talking, then people are not going to respect you and they're not going to follow you and they're going to go somewhere else. Does that make sense? Social media is all about your audience, your ICP, believes that you are the right person to bring them to where they want to go as fast as possible. As fast as possible. Once again, you don't need to like speak fast as me. Like you don't need to, hey, whatever. You don't need to speak fast. You just need to solve people's problems. How do you do that? Your structure is always according to your ICP, okay? Does that make sense? Everything's always for your ICP. You look at what they would get attracted to. What hook do they want? Let's say I have like a biz op offer where like I teach like teenagers how to make like their first 5K a month. Then in that case, the hook for them would be like a Lamborghini in the back. If it's my grandma, then the hook, Lamborghini would be weird. The hook for her, for the hook always has to go with the ICP. Look at what they want. There's no general hook. Oh, 3 secrets to get. No, it doesn't matter. Look at what your ICP likes. Hook them. My grandma will like if I just stay like that with the paper and like books. If it's like a young person, I put a Lamborghini in the back. Does that make sense? The hook for Revival Montreal is, who's the ICP? Christians who want revival. That's the Revival Montreal ICP. So now you guys are going to go stalk Revival Montreal after that. You're going to see everything that I'm talking about is all in the videos. Every video, I call it the viral clips. You know those videos where like everyone's like worshiping and I always put like Revival in Montreal type of thing? Those blow up every single time. Why? Because it gives what the ICP wants. Revival in Montreal. Oh my gosh, there's a revival in Montreal. Oh my gosh, tons of Christians are on fire for Jesus in Montreal. You give people what they want as fast as possible in the hook. The hook could be the text you see, POV, revival is here in Montreal. Or the visual hook, it could be the attractive person. Or it could be tons of worshipers outside. That could be your hook. Your hook is just another word to say what you see in the first few seconds. The hook needs to attract your ICP. It needs to attract your ICP. Look at what your ICP cares about. Give them what they need as fast as humanly possible. Content itself is just get to the point. Don't create fluff. Don't say, hi, my name is Jacob, and what I do is, people don't care about that. They can literally just skip you and like scroll with their thumb and like go see someone else. Go see a cute dog video. You're literally I'm saying this with as much love as possible. I'm saying this okay? You're as replaceable as a dog video. It is so true. If you're not giving your ICP what they want, people are going to skip you with a thumb. They're going to go see a cute dog video and then send that to their mom. No, it is true. You are as replaceable as a dog video. It's so true. So you need to get to the problem as fast as possible and solve it. The way you do that is you look, okay, here's how to find a lot of video ideas. Identify what your ICP is struggling with right now. Oh, let's say you're a real estate person. Your ICP is struggling with which city to go in. So what you could make as videos, because like everyone is like making like, oh, should I buy or should I rent? Everyone's making the same videos. Differentiate yourself. So the way you do it is you can be like a tour guide in your own city. That's how you can show your ICP that, oh, if I want to have a house in Montreal, I can go see this person. So what you can make is, their problem is they don't know which cities to go in. So what you could do as content, as a real estate broker, is you make content around the best restaurants in Montreal. It does not go directly with the real estate thing, but if there's like 10,000 real estate agents, everyone's doing the same exact thing. So how can you differentiate yourself? You have to find a way to solve the problem that your ICP is seeing right now in a different way from everyone else. So instead of doing, should I buy or should I rent, like every single real estate agent ever, you can make tour guide videos where you go around Montreal, finding the best restaurants in which area, the area you're selling houses in. Does that make sense? So now it's like, oh, if I want to get a house in the Villeray, oh, I can go see Demba. Does that make sense? Solve your ICP's problem in a way that no one else can solve it. And you're going to get all the views, you're going to get all the conversions. Now, you get the actual content. Then after that, people have to make a decision. This, in other words, is called a CTA, call to action. A call to action can be, follow me for more. It could be, go buy my product. Actually, you should not do that in your content. Decision is not as fancy as people think. It's not like, oh, buy my product, go see link in bio. It's not that. The decision can simply be, let me watch another video of yours. You don't have to force people to make a decision, but you have to be so good, you have to be able to solve people's problems as fast as humanly possible, so much that they're like, oh, this Demba solves my problem in 2 minutes when I looked for the solution for 6 months. Maybe Demba is actually good. Maybe I can go see other Demba's videos to see if he can solve other of my problems. The more problem you solve for people, the more influence you're going to have. You're a real estate agent. You have an ICP looking to rent or buy or whatsoever. So look at all their problems. Look at what every competitor is doing. Do different videos while solving the same problem as them. Make sense? That's literally it. Now, I did not go into like algorithms and stuff like that. I can talk for hours and hours if you let me, like for real. Like, but I'm telling you, it's literally all just this. Is Victor here? Okay. Do we have any questions? question there first.
So basically, this is gonna work. We have like about 30 minutes left, so it's gonna be like fire like Q&A questions, and then whatever it is about like content or ads, obviously, because that's what we spoke about. So we're gonna start with you, and then we're gonna go with you. You could go with your question.
First of all, thank you for the enlightenment. I was here also at the first meeting, and it's quite a change, and it's refreshing to see all this information. We're downloading it as you're speaking.
Yeah.
So you said the trends are repeating. So you went back to like 2023, 20. Yeah. So right now, if you spoke about content, and be it content or creative ads, would you say that you run across all social media platforms, or do you differentiate your viewers? Like TikTok, is it more younger, depending on your business?
Yeah.
So would you invest the same type of ads across 3 platforms, or the trend is changing right now, it's different?
Yeah, that's a good question. For content, I would say like just post everywhere because you're already making it. In terms of ads, it's like very, very different. Like I would not invest money into TikTok ads. Why? Because my ICP is like literally 35 to 50 years old. They're not on TikTok. They're on Facebook. So that's the thing too. Like TikTok is gonna be very good for like e-com brands where like it's a direct to cart, like a product that you sell. Then Meta is Instagram and Facebook combined, so I just use it as Meta. Then you have Snapchat ads, you have LinkedIn ads, you have YouTube ads, you have like YouTube ads is usually going to be for like coaching programs. It works a lot there because like usually people that go on YouTube, they want to learn about some stuff. Then you have Google ads. That's another thing there. Usually Google ads are more expensive, but you get leads that are higher, like a better quality. Exactly. You have LinkedIn ads too. You have so many platforms that you could run ads on. Personally, I just use Meta because that's the easiest one and where it works the best. I'm up to 25K a month, and I haven't touched any other like software like in terms of like Google or stuff like this. But then if you're into like real estate or property management, I think Google would probably be the best platform to go into because that's what people search on. But you could always like go on Facebook too, on Meta. I just think that like you would have more like filtration to do, and like you probably would have like leads that aren't as qualified. So I would kind of like set up like what are the 3 things that they need to have in order for you to be able to service them, and then I would put that in my lead form as questions. So like for example, like are you the owner of a condo complex? Yes or no. If they reply no, you put a conditional logic where they can opt in. Because if they're renters, like it doesn't. I think you could still serve them. But if you want to attract like more property management, that's exactly you filter them. So the thing is like when your cost per lead is very low, you're most likely gonna have a lot of leads that you have to like qualify and disqualified. But then it's like, do you have more time or money right now? So it's like you have 2 resources. So if right now you don't have money but you have time, like you could do cold calling. Like it won't work as much because what you do with cold call is the 20% of people that are going to answer and are willing to buy your service, your ads are going to give you that 20%. But the 80% filtration is going to come from the money you invest. So you always got to come to that. It's like, do you have a sales team or do you call all the leads yourself? If I was to do all my sales myself, I would do a campaign where it's a lot of friction because I don't want people that are not qualified to talk to me because I don't have the time. Now I do have 2 closers, so I don't care as much. I could have like people that they could filtrate and qualified. So I think for you, it would be Google that would be the best platform. Yeah, makes sense.
So like about your question about like all different platforms and stuff, it comes out to like it's the same thing as like it's like a biblical principle. You guys know like you reap what you sow, you put seed in the right soil equals fruit. Fruit is basically results in business or views or whatsoever, right? The results that you're looking for. Your entire goal is you have seed. Let's say you have a lot of time. You have a lot of like ideas and stuff. Your entire goal is to put as many seeds in the right soil as possible. So how do you do it? You test every single thing. You test every soil until you realize that this soil produces the most amount of fruits. And you double down on this. That's how you do it. You go the biblical way. This game.
And by the way, for anyone that like for example, I don't know your name, but in the back that you had a question with the webinar thing, like if anyone has like specific question, like just you could DM me on Instagram and like send me the screenshot of your ad account or whatever. It's gonna be much easier for me to help you than like not really seeing the campaign or how it's set up right now. By the way, just as like organic promotion, if while we answer the next question, you guys could just like take a story of like the front, the whatever, and just tag us on your Instagram. That's gonna just create a lot of free promotion and bring more people for the next week. So if you could take the time, it would be much appreciated. Does anyone else have a question? Yes. Josh gotta run. Yeah. Send us like 1,700 accounts, so whichever you find. Like, he has like Avec Tien, Kindle Min, Avec Tien 2, which other? Like, Revival, yeah. I don't even know how many accounts. I only have one account, so. Yeah.
So, what is your advice when you want to restart over a business that you failed?
In what type of, like a specific industry or just in general?
A specific industry.
Which one?
Training industry.
The training, like fitness?
Kind of fitness, but not fitness.
Okay. First of all, it's like, why did you fail? Is it because like you like went bankrupt? Is it because like you lacked cash flow? Like, was there a specific reason why you failed it?
Well, not just the cash flow, but also most likely keeping the consistency of like solving the problem for others, contacting people for others.
Yeah.
And also because of competitors.
Yeah.
Like, you've heard of 30-minute hit?
No.
So basically 30-minute hit is you do a 30-minute circuit,
Okay.
and you get a chance to work out, and that was basically one of my biggest competitors.
Okay. So with competitors, it's like, I'm probably in the niche once again. It's like real estate agent, like agencies is the most like it's crazy. Like the things out there like I can't like publicly share because it's like I'm literally like into like the court of law with some of my competitors right now. But it's like the things that people do when they're not Christians is actually wild. So that's always gonna be there. But it's like, first of all, like you have the Lord, so like you have the favor over them. And the second thing is, if you're really good at what you do and the service you make, like you just gotta find what's the differentiation factor between you and the other one. Like for example, like has any of you guys heard of like Salvatore Pizza?
Yeah.
Like they don't claim to be the best pizza. It's pretty like average and cheap, but it's super cheap and they're everywhere. But then it's like if you have a pizzeria, like obviously you're not gonna be able to compete with their prices because they have like 500 restaurants, so they buy in bulk. But then it's like Salvatore is for a specific type of person, but I'm pretty sure if I ask Italian people that know proper pizza, they're gonna say that it's pretty bad. But it's not their clientele. That's not what they're trying to reach for. So the thing is like you gotta find like what makes you you and what makes you unique. And then the second thing is like people when they start businesses, they care about like so much stuff that doesn't matter. It's like I'm gonna give you an example. Like my website right now is very ugly. Like if you go see my website, it's like I've been trying to fix it for like the past like 5 months, but it's like it doesn't like prevent me from making like millions of dollars a year. So a lot of the times people are gonna like just think of like little stuff like, oh, my logo is not good enough. But it doesn't matter. Like what matters is like the cash that comes in your account. That's your cash flow. That's like you need oxygen to breathe. As a human, you need cash in your business to operate as a business. So you should just focus on the cash that's coming in. So like, how can you get more clients? Like, could you go to your existing client and give them a month free if they bring you another client? That could be a way. Can you put money into ads? Can you put more content out there? Like, find a way to like how you can automate your client acquisition. And then thing with that is like, for example, like we close on average between 12 to 15 new clients a month right now. So if I have a bad client, I could literally just kick him out and not have to deal with him anymore because I'm not like needy after this specific type of client because I always have new clients coming in. So I would go back to like the basic and I would just like make your service or product very good. And then people like often they spend a lot of money marketing, but it's like if you have a bad service or a bad product, your best marketing are your customers' reviews and your customers' testimonies and case studies, the win that they have. So I would go back to the basic once again. focus on your client acquisition, getting some cash flow in, getting some money in. Like, try to, before you hire some people and put too much money in ads, like, get like a 3-month runway. So, like, calculate how much money it takes you for the business. Let's say it makes 0 tomorrow. Like, how much are you losing? Let's say 10 grand. Like, take 30 grand, put it aside in your incorporation account, and then you could start making some other project. Because when you're missing money, like, you're not gonna make the wisest decision for your business. You're gonna take some clients that are like, you don't wanna serve. And yeah, you're gonna take some decisions that are not good for the business long term. So I would go back to the basic, focus on your cash flow, that's the only thing that matters. And yeah.
Thank you.
Going back to what Victor said, this for everything also, really. If you're trying something, it's not successful, it's because you have too much noise and not enough signal. There's a concept in engineering called signal versus noise. Signal is what you're supposed to do. Noise is anything else that you're not supposed to be doing. Basically, if you go biblical, it's anything that is not in the will of God, what are you doing? Same thing. This is the will of God, signal, what you're supposed to be doing. And noise is anything else that's distracting you from doing the will of God. That's the biblical way, right? Signal versus noise, it's it's an engineering thing. But basically, your entire goal, if something has not worked out, it means you went too much into the noise. Oh, I gotta make my website again. I gotta make my logo. I gotta make everything perfect. Signal is, if you're a church, your entire goal is to equip the saints, go win souls, make disciples, basically, right? All in all. If you're a business, your entire goal is to make money. If something does not bring you direct money, then what are you doing? Website, it doesn't matter. Get clients. If something has not worked out, it's because you went too far into the noise and not the signal, no matter what industry you're in.
And if anyone has a question, just raise your hand. But it's the same thing with, like, I'm gonna give you an example. It's like with fitness. Like, I came from a bodybuilding background where I did a competition when I was 18. And like, to be very honest with you, I don't eat the best right now. I don't sleep the best. I don't work out as much as I used to. But it's like, once again, like, people make all this like crazy stuff. Like, oh, there's a new product. Oh, there's this thing to make me lose weight. I'm gonna eat this. It's like eat more protein. Like, drink your water. Stay hydrated. Sleep as best as you can. Train hard when you can. And it's like, that's it. That's literally the only thing. Like, I see some people sometimes, like some of my friends or whatever, it's so complex, like the structure that they have, that you can't even follow it. I just show up to the gym whenever I have time to show up. I train as hard as I can. When I'm like dead tired, I leave the gym. I eat enough protein, and that's it. Like, people, like, they know what to do, but they don't want to do it because it's hard. But probably, like, you're in the room right now and you already know what to do. Like, you literally already know what to do. You're just not doing it because it's not fun. And there's an expression in French, le voisin n'est pas plus vert chez le non. Le gazon, yeah. So people always think that, like, oh, there's a specific type of business that's easier, but it's not true. Like, it's like you're gonna always reach the same gap where it's like, if your ceiling is $1 million in a certain type of industry, and you see a new industry, and I see this a lot. People, like, what they lack is not ideas. They have enough ideas to kill their business like 100 times. What they lack is actually focus. Where it's like, even if there's a new product, it's like, there's businesses every business has their downside and have their good side. So it's like, for us, like marketing agencies, like, people could say, oh, well, you could make so much money. Yeah, but there's also a lot of competition, and there's a lot of people that don't make a lot of money. So it's like, it's always the same thing. Like, don't think that there's something out there that's magical. It's like, you can make money in literally anything in life. You just gotta, like, put your mind into it and, like, focus and become the best at it.
One thing that can really help for that is, I don't know what the time is, but like, one thing that can really help for that, no matter what industry you're in, this is literally what we did for Revival Montreal also, okay? If you want to have success in anything you do, you look at what the desired outcome is, you reverse engineer how you get there, and to be able to get here, you need to get to this place. To be able to get here, you need to get to this place. Basically, Revival Montreal, this is literally the entire strategy, okay? What is revival? We oversimplified everything. Revival, there's less than 3% of people who go to church in Quebec. Let's say you add 1 more percent. For us, it's like, oh, that's revival, right? That's like awakening, whatever. So what is 1% of Montreal? There's 1.7 million people in Montreal. 1% of Montreal is 17,000 people. So to get to, let's say we oversimplify everything, right? Revival, let's say we get there. Okay, so you need to get 17,000 people come to Christ. How to get 17,000 people to come to Christ? You reverse engineer once again. How do you get to this point? Oh, it's 100 people who win, I don't know what this is, who win 10 people for 17 days. You simplify everything. So now, okay, Your entire goal is to get 100 people to win 10 souls for 17 days. That's 17,000 people. That's revival. Oversimplified. It's not revival, but you guys know what I mean. So your entire goal now is to get, okay, how do I get 100 people to know how to preach the gospel? You make social media videos every single day to reach 100 people to teach them how to win souls. So everything's about signal and noise. You look at what you actually need to do. As a business owner, you just need to make sales. Make sales, and as you grow your business, go more fancy, website, logo, whatsoever, like in the long term. But in the beginning, focus on what you actually need to do, your desired outcome, and then look at, okay, what do you need tangibly to get to this outcome? Here. Okay, what do you need to get to this tangible outcome? You need to get here, etc., etc.
It's like basically like how many of you guys would like to reach $1 million a year with your business one day? It's like pretty much everyone in the room, right? But it's like most people don't even know what it takes to make $1 million a year. Like you gotta divide it. It's 83K a month, then 83K divided by 30 days. So that's the thing. Like you gotta be practical. If you don't know where you're going, like you won't reach your goal. It's impossible to reach a destination if you don't have a map to get to go there. I think, yeah.
So my question is about content and trends. For my business, the two first events we did, we kept the content very original, us. And then we could not even sell, not even 10%.
Yeah.
On the third event, we decided to go with trends in our whatever we do. And then we sold, in a week and a half, we were sold out. So we are doing another event, and this event, it's already Saturday, and we didn't even sell 5%. We went back to being original. So I want to know, like, when you do the trend, are you becoming a copycat, or are you still?
Yeah, but if it's working, like, why change the formula that's working?
Because as he said from the beginning, and I also think like him, keep it original, keep it yourself, because we want people to know us for being original, for being us, not from copying. Because trend, it's copying what other people doing. And
Yeah.
then our point is that we really want to be authentic and original.
Yeah, Sen might have a different opinion than me on it, but it's like, for me, if it makes money and it's like legal and it's actually like in a Christian way, and you're not promoting sin, like why change him now? That's my opinion. Maybe he's gonna have a different opinion on it, but it's like, people like make it so complex where it's like, you're not gonna reinvent the wheel. It's like, even what I did, I'm not the first marketing agency, like I literally did what people were doing and I try to make it better. It's like, the same thing with Good News Chapel. It's like, Good News Chapel is not the first church that existed in Quebec. Why is it the biggest one right now in the English sphere of things? It's because like they took what was working and they make it better. And like we make sure that when people come on Sunday, like we follow up with them. And so that's my view on it. But then Ten might have a different view.
Yeah, it's similar to that. I'm very big on the differentiator thing. Just think about this. It's take what's already working and make it yours. For example, burgers, McDonald's. Oh, I want to start a burger restaurant. Okay, let me call it Wendy's. Oh, let me start something called the Big Mac. Now it's going to be the Baconator in Wendy's. Now it's going to be the Whoop for Burger King. So you take what's already working, you find a way to make it yours. This game.
Because it's like the market is already there and the demand is already there. So it's going to be very hard for you to convince people to like, oh, you need that. Versus if you go to a market where, that's why like people are so afraid of competition, but it's like, if there's competition, like all the ads that your competitors are running, it's actually like educating your future clients too. Because their ad spend is educating your clients too. So it's not bad to have competitors. It's much easier.
I'll send our page to you.
Yeah.
Our videos that went viral and
Yeah.
has the most views
Yeah.
are just the ones with the trend.
Yeah.
Everything that we're doing that it's authentic and original, it's 100 views, sometimes a 55 view.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like it's more copycat
Yeah.
thing.
Because that's what people are there for. So what I would do if you really like it bothers you and you want to go to more of the original things, I would study why is it going viral? Like what's the psychology behind it? Why are people watching it? And I would try to like understand this and not copy it, but try to bring the same aspect to your content after. And maybe you could do like 80% of these trends and 20% of your own content. And once again, it's like long enough you sell, then try to do 70-30, 60-40, 50-50, and then go full your way. Because like to build your brand, like you started with something, you tried something, you see what works, but it's like you just want to get the data as fast as possible. That's with content, that's with ads, but then if it works, keep on doing the same. But if you really want to differentiate yourself, Like, that's what I would do. I would study, why is it performing? There's a reason why people watch it. Why is your content 100 views? Probably because people don't find it interesting enough. How can you make your content more interesting? That's what I would do personally.
Thank you. I have a question, but it's regarding content. So for 10, or you as well, you talked about like multiply, right? And I wanted to know how to multiply content to prevent like burnout, because we can have burnout, and post consistently. And how do you do to build a system that is like sustainable?
Every single video idea. Okay, so your question is, how do you build something that is sustainable to multiply it as much as possible when it has success, right? So the way I do it is literally like the McDonald's. Honestly, people have no idea. Like, I love business. Like, I study in it. I love business. So basically, you look at McDonald's. A burger worked out. Okay, now how? I'm sorry. How can you make this in the least amount? Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, this. Your goal is to look at your input and your output at all times. This is also for what we did at Revival Montreal too, anyways. So your goal is to, let's say something works. How do you get the same exact output or even more in the least amount of time, effort, resources? Revival Montreal, for example, a lot of crusades spend like $100,000 to get like 500 souls, which is amazing. Now, my thought is, can you get 1,000 souls in $50,000? Yes? Okay, do it. Can you do it in $25,000? Yes? Okay, do it. $10,000 instead? Yeah, do it. Can you do it in $500? Yeah, do it. That's what we did last summer. So $500 for 1,500 souls. So your goal at all times is when you find video ideas, is to always identify, can I replicate the same exact thing? Can I reduce the input that I put in, the time, resource, effort, editing, etc., for the same amount of output? So it's just, you systematize everything by not overcomplicating everything, by having a CRM and what's, you don't need that. For content, for like, if you're solo, okay? Like if you have a team, do it. If you're solo, your video ideas need to be replicatable. Let's say you're doing a restaurant review in Villeray. Okay, now it blows up, you do all the restaurants in Villeray, and then now you go, oh, all the restaurants in Vaudreuil. Same thing, right? It's every single video idea that you have must be able to be replicated as fast as possible, and you have to find a way for the input to be as least as possible for the most amount of output. I don't know if that answers. It all comes down to when you think about video ideas. You think about video ideas, you have to think about, if this idea blows up, is it going to kill my entire life? Or is it fun and replicatable?